someone asks you, "So, what movie did you watch?" You say, "It was good," or "It was nice," or maybe "It was interesting." And then nothing. The conversation just stops.
Yes, and the strange thing is, in your native language, maybe you have a lot to say. You can talk about the story, the actors, the ending, the scary part, the funny part, the part that made no sense at all.
Especially the part that made no sense.
Exactly. But in English, everything becomes, it was good.
So today, we're talking about how to talk about movies in English. We'll help you describe different types of movies, introduce a film naturally, talk about movies you like, talk about movies you don't like, and finally put everything together into a longer, natural answer.
Not a perfect answer, a natural answer.
Welcome back to the English On Air podcast. I'm Ella.
And I'm Leo. We're really happy you're here with us today. Ella, before we start, you actually watched the movie this weekend, right?
I did. I watched Obsession on Saturday.
Obsession. I watched the trailer. It looked scary. How was it?
It was really good. It's a psychological horror film with a dark atmosphere. The story feels like a twisted version of Be Careful What You Wish For. You know, when someone gets what they wanted, but it slowly turns into something dangerous.
Oh, that sounds intense. And see, that is already a much stronger movie answer than just saying, it was good.
Thank you.
Because you didn't only say it is scary. You said the type of movie, the feeling of the movie, and the basic idea of the story.
And that is the first skill for today, how to describe the type of movie.
In English, the type of movie is often called the genre. Genre means the category of the movie. For example, comedy, romance, action, horror, thriller, drama, animation, documentary, fantasy, and science fiction.
And many people say sci-fi instead of science fiction.
Right. So instead of saying it is horror, you can say it's a horror movie. That is already better.
And if you want to sound more natural, you can add one more detail. For example, it's a psychological horror movie with a tense atmosphere.
Atmosphere means the feeling or mood of the movie. You can say the atmosphere was dark. The atmosphere was romantic. The atmosphere was mysterious. The atmosphere was light and funny.
So if someone asks, "What kind of movie is it?" you can say, "It's a comedy about two friends who start a small business."
Or it's a romantic drama about two people who meet at the wrong time.
Or it's an action movie with a lot of fight scenes and car chases.
Or it's a thriller with a lot of suspense.
Suspense is that nervous feeling when you are waiting for something to happen, like when a character is walking slowly toward a dark room and you already know something bad is waiting there.
And you say, don't go in there.
But they always go in there.
Movie characters do not listen.
So the first upgrade is simple. Don't only say the genre, add one detail.
Not just it's a thriller, say it's a thriller about a woman who starts to feel unsafe in her own life.
That gives the listener something to imagine.
Now, the second skill is introducing a movie without explaining the whole movie.
This is difficult because many learners go to one of two extremes. Either they say too little, like it is about love, or they say too much and explain the whole story from beginning to end.
Including the ending.
Please do not include the ending.
In English, we use the word spoil. To spoil a movie means to reveal important parts of the story, especially the ending.
So a very useful phrase is, "I don't want to spoil it, but..."
I don't want to spoil it, but the ending really surprised me.
I don't want to spoil it, but something happens in the middle that changes everything.
That sounds natural because you are giving just enough information, but not too much.
A simple way to introduce a movie is "it's about" plus the main idea.
It's about a family trying to survive after a disaster.
It's about a young woman who moves to a new city and starts a new life.
It's about a group of friends who discover a dangerous secret.
And for obsession, I might say it's about someone whose emotions slowly become unhealthy and dangerous.
That's good because it gives the idea without telling the whole story.
Now let's talk about movies you like.
The weak answer is I liked it.
And to be clear, that answer is not wrong. People will understand you, but if you want to continue the conversation, you need one reason.
The easiest structure is I liked it because.
I liked it because the story was exciting.
I liked it because the characters felt real.
I liked it because the ending was unexpected.
I liked it because the acting was really strong.
Acting means how well the actors perform their roles.
Another great phrase is what I liked most was.
What I liked most was the suspense.
What I liked most was the relationship between the two main characters.
Main characters means the most important people in the story.
Let's do a quick roleplay. Ella, did you like Obsession?
Yes, I did. I liked it because the atmosphere was dark and tense. What I liked most was the suspense. I kept wondering what would happen next.
That is so much better than just saying, yes, good movie.
Because it gives opinion, reason, and feeling.
Now let's talk about the opposite situation. What if you didn't like the movie?
This is also important because many learners become too direct. They say, it was bad, or I hated it.
And sometimes with close friends, that is okay. But in normal conversation, it may sound too strong.
A softer phrase is, it wasn't really my type.
That means maybe the movie is not terrible, but it is not the kind of movie you enjoy.
It wasn't really my type. I usually don't enjoy very slow movies.
Another phrase is, I found it a little slow.
Teaching, I found it means I thought it was or I felt it was.
I found it a little confusing.
I found it too long.
I found it a bit predictable.
Predictable means you can guess what will happen.
You can also say, the story didn't really work for me.
That sounds natural, not rude, but honest.
Or, I liked the idea, but I didn't enjoy the ending.
I like that one because it gives balance. You're saying one good thing and one negative thing.
Weak answer, it was bad.
Better answer, it wasn't really my type. I liked the idea, but I found the story a little slow.
Much better. It sounds more mature and more natural.
And if someone loved the movie, but you didn't, you can say, I can see why people like it, but it wasn't for me.
That sentence is gold.
You love calling sentences gold.
Because some sentences are gold.
Fair.
Now, let's put everything together, because the real goal is not to memorize many movie words. The real goal is to answer naturally when someone asks, what did you think of the movie?
Here's a simple structure. First, say the movie name. Second, say the genre. Third, explain the basic story. Fourth, give your opinion. Fifth, say whether you recommend it.
Name, genre, story, opinion, recommendation.
Let's build one with Obsession.
First, movie name.
This weekend, I watched a movie called Obsession.
Genre,
It's a psychological thriller.
basic story.
It's about someone whose emotions slowly become unhealthy and dangerous.
Opinion,
I liked the dark atmosphere and the suspense, but some parts felt uncomfortable.
recommendation.
I would recommend it to people who enjoy intense thrillers, but maybe not to someone who's looking for a light, relaxing movie.
Now put it all together.
This weekend, I watched a movie called Obsession. It's a psychological thriller about someone whose emotions slowly become unhealthy and dangerous. I liked the dark atmosphere and the suspense, but some parts felt uncomfortable. Overall, I would recommend it to people who enjoy intense stories, but not to someone looking for a light, relaxing movie.
That is strong, natural, and useful.
Exactly. You don't need big words to sound natural. You need clear steps.
Let's try another one with a comedy. Recently, I watched the comedy. It's about two very different people who become friends. I liked it because it was light, funny, and easy to watch. The story was simple, but the characters were charming. I would recommend it if you want something relaxing.
And with an action movie, you could say, I watched an action movie last night. It was about a group of people trying to stop a dangerous mission. The story was not very deep, but the action scenes were exciting. I liked the fast pace, but I didn't love the ending.
Fast pace means the movie moves quickly. Slow pace means the movie moves slowly.
And slow is not always bad. You can say, it has a slow pace, but the story is emotional.
Or it starts slowly, but it gets better later.
This is why words like but, although, and however are useful when talking about movies.
The story was simple, but the acting was great.
Although the movie was long, I didn't feel bored.
The ending was confusing. However, I still enjoyed the movie.
Now let's look at some common movie questions.
What kind of movies do you like?
Weak answer. I like comedy.
Better answer. I usually like comedies because they help me relax.
You can also say, I'm into thrillers because I enjoy suspense.
I'm into means I like or I'm interested in. It sounds very natural.
I am not really into horror movies because I get scared easily.
Same.
Really?
I can watch horror movies. I just need all the lights on.
That is not the same thing.
No, it is not.
Another question is, did you like the movie?
Yes, I really enjoyed it. The story was interesting and the ending surprised me.
Or, it was okay. I liked some parts, but I don't think I would watch it again.
That is a useful answer because not every movie is amazing or terrible.
Another question is, would you recommend it?
Yes, definitely. I think you'd enjoy it.
Maybe, but only if you like slow dramas.
Honestly, I wouldn't recommend it. It wasn't very memorable.
Memorable means easy to remember because it was special or strong.
Let's give listeners a small practice now. Think of one movie you watched recently. Any movie.
First question, what is the name of the movie?
Second, what kind of movie is it?
Third, what is it about?
Fourth, what did you like or dislike?
Fifth, would you recommend it?
If you can answer those 5 questions, you can talk about almost any movie in English.
And remember, the goal is not to sound like a professional film critic. The goal is to continue the conversation.
Yes, you are not writing a movie review for a newspaper. You're just talking to another person.
So a good answer can be simple. Recently, I watched a movie called Obsession. It's a psychological thriller with a dark atmosphere. The story is about unhealthy feelings that slowly become dangerous. I liked the suspense because it kept me interested, but I found some scenes uncomfortable. Overall, I would recommend it to people who enjoy intense stories, but not to someone looking for a relaxing movie.
That is clear, natural, and useful.
Let's review the key phrases from today.
It's a comedy. It's a thriller. It's a romantic drama. It's a sci-fi movie.
It's about, I don't want to spoil it, but what I liked most was,
It wasn't really my type. I found it a little slow. The story didn't really work for me.
I would recommend it to people who I'm into, I'm not really into.
If this episode helped you, tell us in the comments. What movie did you watch recently, and how would you describe it in English?
And try to write more than it was good.
Give us the genre, the story, your opinion, and your recommendation.
Thank you for spending this time with us on the English On Air podcast.
Movies are one of the easiest ways to start a conversation in English. You don't need perfect English. You just need a few natural phrases and a simple structure.
Keep it simple. Add one detail. Give one reason. And don't be afraid to say what you really think.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Take care of yourselves.
Your learning doesn't stop here. Click on the next video and continue your English journey with us.